Okay, so welcome everybody. This is the over the internet via webcam play-by-play between myself and my esteemed guest, Raphael. My name's Banestar, and I'm helping to revise the rules for Limbo, which is going live in 2 hours, I believe. And so
Probably
this
be
video
live by the time this video's up. No,
Yeah,
trust me, it'll
probably.
take like 5 or 6 hours to get it up on YouTube at least.
Oh, right, yeah. In
Because
which
it,
case,
it,
yes, of course, the video
it processes
after.
it to check there's no copyrighted music or anything at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So what we're going to do is we've got this little card holder just here in case we need to be showing off some cards. At the moment, I've got some Limbo crystals in my hand, and I don't know if that's going to be.
Yep.
So
They're
we've got
nice and visible here.
two hands at the moment. The hand on one camera is Baugen's hand, and he's going to tell me a number, and I'm going to forget exactly what he told me because in real life, I would not know.
Yes, we would do this secretly, but because we're so far away, he's got all the crystals. So I'm just going to say how much and we'll be honest.
Yeah. So how many crystals do you want to put in your hand?
Well, first off, I just want to say technically, I I should say this is like a semi-sponsored video, as in I'm probably getting some kind of small reward for this, but hey, I would have done it for free anyway. So I want to go free.
3?
Yeah.
So this is your hand here, right?
Yep.
Then regardless of what you're doing, I'm the kind of player to go, I'm not going to pay for that. I'm going to keep all of mine because that's just the way I play.
Ah, so you're going none.
So I would go none. So my hand would be none,
Yep.
and your hand would be 3, and then we would close the hands over and then reveal la da da, and as a result, you would get the token, of course. So
Absolutely, and I'm just going to quickly. Yep.
here's your
All good.
esteemed token, and that will be placed somewhere visible on your side of the board.
So this is initiative bidding. I have bid an insane amount of my fate crystals, which will now be going to my opponent to try and go first. So let's introduce our forces here. What have you got on your side of the table?
Sure. So now, hang on a second. I'm this side.
Oh yeah, we'll sort out the fate crystals first. I'm going to have 1 or none, aren't I?
You're going to have 1 because there would be 4.
So and you're going to have 6.
Well, do I start with all 6, or do I start?
I think in the initiative phase, yes, they go. Otherwise, they're just sitting in the pool for the whole round until the end.
I should have clarified that rule.
Yeah. That's all right.
I will clarify that rule because what we are doing is we are going to demonstrate what it would be like for real players to really play this game and be constantly having to glance at the rule book.
Well, we are real players who've played the game a few times, but not enough to be fully familiar with the rules just yet.
That's right, exactly. Even though I've rewritten these rules several times, I'm still back and forth trying to remember.
Well, it's because you keep rewriting them. It makes it harder to remember them clearly.
That's right. Okay, so the spare fate tokens, which can be used for the purpose each player reveals, and they are placed. No, they are placed in the pool.
Oh, okay, so that's why there's more of an emphasis on shifting.
Yeah, there is the person who gets the initiative gets the 4th token, so that one goes there. That's fine. Yep, we're good in that respect. Although,
so Yakun can really do a lot of shifting then.
Yes, potentially, yes. Okay, so let's introduce our characters. We have the undead brute,
Mukram.
Mukram.
He's made up of all the leftover parts after Gluttony had eaten everything else. It's just like all the bones Gluttony just frozen in a corner. They're all tangled together in a big bundle.
So Gluttony's our nice big demon boy.
The demon of Gluttony.
Demon of Gluttony.
Yeah, so it's fairly simple to understand Gluttony. He sees things, he wants to put them in his mouth. He doesn't mind which mouth. He just wants to eat it all.
Does he see things though? Really?
He's got eyes on his face. They're very
Does?
small
Oh,
eyes.
okay. I haven't painted him that way, so.
And
And then the Ocelite Guard,
yeah.
who are just a couple of guys that have been summoned up by Mr. Morecambe in a previous encounter and come along.
I'm not sure they've been summoned. They're just skeletons. So clearly, once they were something more than skeletons, but then Gluttony ate all the rest, and this is just what's left over.
So we are placing the guys within the first 3 squares of the edge of the board.
Yeah.
Here, as long as one of the bases is on that 3rd row, that's fine. So, you know, Gluttony can come all the way out like this if we really wanted, or we can still him right back at the edge. But in this particular case, we're going to put him out there. And because there's a slope up here, we're going to place the skeletons out something like that. You're okay with that?
Yeah, that works for me. I see
Yep.
lots of lava on the table. Should I be concerned about it?
You don't have to worry.
Oh, I don't have to worry about it. But your
No,
humans, on
that's
the
right.
other hand.
That's right. So as part of the upgrade for this, we have a new board. This particular one's been printed slightly larger so we can see it better on the TV screen and so forth. It's done, the scale is slightly different. I'm not sure if you can see the lines in the camera angle
So the squares are slightly bigger than usual. Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just for the purposes of this board and for the cameras, okay? It's not meant to be, it will be perfect for the, when you get the board yourself and you put them down there. And of course the board
to scale.
Thicker, yeah. So this particular board is just a thin, quick one we whipped up so that we could play test this on camera.
Yeah, it's all fine.
So at the other end of the board, this is the objective. In this particular scenario, this is one of the scenarios that will be in the solo play. In this particular scenario, 2 heroes and the troop that goes with them are sent here by the powers that be in the storyline. You'll find out that later. I don't want any spoilers. But they're sent here to protect this particular shrine because it's one of the several shrines that the gods use to enact their powers upon the world. And the demons, of course, know this, so they've sent some of their top squad leaders or whoever in this particular case to take this out. So this is the key point that Balgan's going to be, or Raphael's going to be going for here is just storming this location and smashing it apart. So for this particular scenario, this thing has 12 hit points. And so once it's destroyed, Balgan will technically win the game. It's my job to protect it. One of the advantages for my side as a result of and this is quite standard rules, is that once these shrines are controlled by a player, they get to draw more cards and what was it again? It was the I think there's a
draw an extra
bonus
fate card if you're controlling a shrine, I think is the standard rules.
The standard rule is draw an extra fate card. In the scenario, you get an extra fate crystal going into your pool each round. We won't do the scenario. For the scenario, we're just going to show off this as a skirmish battle, but we're going along with the basics of the 2 sides, okay? Both Raphael and myself have pre-chosen our deck.
Yep.
When you first get this game, you're going to see in the rule book, there'll be a preset 20 cards that you'll take out of the main deck and use them for your very first game. So there'll be, you can jump in and play as quick as possible. But we've gone through the advanced rules of picking them out and sorting them based on their trait values on the card themselves, so that we will have an interesting battle, and also so we can show off some of the things going on. So hopefully that will go quite nicely. Okay. So yeah, that's the scenario here. I win if Raphael's Lord dies, and I lose if the shrine is destroyed. So that's our scenario. All good?
All right.
Okay. So, with the initiative on your side, now Raphael's got a set of cards at his house that he's using. But what we would be doing here is that, since I'm the owner of this set, there will be a PDF of the cards I can send to a friend, and he can print them out, cut them out, and he'll have them in his hand to be able to play if he doesn't have a copy himself. Actually, that's a thought. I don't want to interrupt it with thoughts, but I just had this quick thought. Maybe we should include a separate deck of cards you could send to somebody in the mail. Anyway, it's an add-on.
Interesting thought as an add-on, yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to this. Okay, so
right.
It's you're the opening guy here, buddy. You get to choose.
Yeah, so I'll go with Gluttony first, because he sees that shrine and he just wants to storm over there and uproot it and plunge it into his gaping maw.
Yep.
So we'll go with a move action, just 4 squares forwards, because he's got a speed of 4.
Yep, 4 squares forward. Are you sure you're not going to charge?
Yes, I'm sure I'm not going to charge.
2, 3, 4. There we go.
And I'd like to, because move is one of the actions you can do twice, I'd like to play the dash card to take a move action and get an extra 2 squares on it for 6. And I'd like to go 4 forwards and 2 to the left.
Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2 to the left, and that's your dash card, which costs 0 points.
And then for his bonus action as a lord, he's going to do nothing because he's got nothing fancy to do at this point. But he's activated now.
Yeah, so I'll grab an activation token to show that he's been activated. There we go. Not exactly the easiest to see, but close enough.
Oh, and because my divinity is the trickster demon, you should be displaying the top card of your draw pile at all times.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
I want to see what it is.
The evil Muppet. Okay, so the top card of my deck at the moment is Purification.
Oh, lovely.
Oh. My holy card, I may choose a friendly character from within 1 distance to recover 6, and then discard any banes that are on that character.
So that would be a lot of healing. Right.
Yep. And as per the scenario, the altar counts as a friendly character.
Oh, that's very handy.
So if you go smashing it up a bit, I will purify.
Right, well, I've activated Gluttony and he's gone charging across the table there. So it's over to you.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So I am going to, I think I'm going to get as close as I can over to my objective here. I've placed Yakun, who is my leader, far enough away, and Charlotte, my hunter, is going to be heading over that way. So Charlotte's going to, what's her move? Where is it? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She doesn't have range. Well, she does actually. No, she does. But it's only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's no way I can possibly get you from this distance.
Nah, he's a bit too far out.
Yeah, that's it. Now, we're not playing with any terrain rules, so we're going to be ignoring this edge. This is something, just a small step. So,
yeah.
There's no terrain rules in this particular run that we're doing, so I'm not going to be worrying about that. I'm just considering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Whether this would work. I have a possible, maybe.
Yeah, he's a little bit too far away to harm her next round unless something miraculous happens.
Yeah, I just want to get out there. I want to get out there as quick as I possibly can in this particular situation. But yeah, since you're far enough away, I'm going to hold back for the moment. I think I could set something up in the near future rather than trying to take it out right now. So I'll place an activation token that she's done, and now we go over to you.
All right, I'll go with the Ocelite Guard, please.
Rightio.
My skeletons will shamble forwards. So they do the move action to get. No, it is just activate separately. It's not do the move action together, then everything else separate, is it? It's
one at a time.
So do one at a time. I'll do the one who's nearer the middle of the board, further away from the corner.
Yep.
I'll move him forwards 4 as one action.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can't remember. Is move the action you can do twice or not? Because if not, then
you can move twice.
Yep. I'll move him diagonally towards Gluttony twice, then forwards twice.
Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, like that.
And because he's an Ocelite Guard who's finished his activation, he gets a guard token.
That's right. So here's his activation token.
Yep.
And
so the guard token means that if he's next to someone that you're attacking, or next to you when you're attacking someone, then he boosts their defense up a bit.
So in the new rules, we're not going to bother with this for this version. In the new rules, diagonal moves are done by Swift characters. Well, there's a special keyword.
Good, because they were too open to abuse in the old rules. Because you're basically traveling half as far again.
Yeah. So, I mean, mostly in the original board, it was skinnier, and so the diagonal movement wasn't such an issue.
So it's a wider board now.
Because the board is wider by, I think, 4 squares or 3 squares, the ability to abuse that's a bit higher. So we're going to have characters who will have, I forget what the keyword is off the top of my head, but let's just say it's Swift. If you move, they might have a Swift of 1 or a Swift of 2 or a Swift of 3, which shows how many times they can do a move. And if it's a Swift without a number, you just do it all the time.
Okay,
so
nice.
A little bit more movement power.
So the second skeleton will basically just go 8 forwards and get his move. Well, get his activation and guard token.
Yep. Does the guard token apply even though you're 2 squares away, or is that just his own guard token? He's guarding himself.
At the end of the Ocelite Guard's activation. Guard. So the guard doesn't apply to himself, it applies to other people adjacent to him that you're attacking. Yeah,
so that's the key point here is, yes, at the end of his turn you've got guard on him, but because he doesn't have anybody adjacent to him, does it still apply? So,
well, yeah, because I suppose I could move next to him with one of my other guys to benefit from it.
Yeah. So a rule clarification in the future is that, and this will come into play, I'm not going to impose any of the new rules on you for this because I know that you haven't read them. But if you end your turn with the guard action, it requires that you need to be next to someone to guard them. So
nice.
You would do the guards and the final phase to avoid any confusion of, well, does he have guard or not? Because at the moment, neither of these guys are actually guarding anybody. So why would they have the guard?
So why do they have the guard token? Yeah, well, I suppose it's because, like, Mukrum could, like, if he could got really fast, he could run over to one of them, but I doubt he's going to get that close just yet. So anyway, back over to you. Yeah, it's just that I found an abusive ability where you could start guarding and then trigger it and then cause an event and then trigger something else from that event. And yeah. It was a little bit overpowered. I can believe that. Yeah. Okay, so because the roses thorns, yeah, I can move them one by one, but what I'm going to do is just move them as a kit here. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Away. I technically, and she has the power called Light in the Dark. At the end of the character's activation, recover 3
a troop within 2. So what that means is that I'm thinking about how to set this up, because I know that you're going to do.
Oh, you went with the banner. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rose's Thorns. I've got this nice little remove this, don't allow this. And I just need to make sure that I'm in range for the following round once I get Kun up as well. So I think I'm going to continue with the second action. 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to stop at 3. Okay. I'm not going to take the full 4 for that case. And then I'll put down an activation token for the group, because it's pretty obvious that they're all together at the moment.
All right, well, I'd better activate Mulcrum then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if I move him...
Yep, okay.
If I move him 7 forwards and 1 diagonally forwards, so he'll be standing on those, near those big rocks by Gluttony.
7 forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then
1 diagonally forward towards, there, that way.
Okay.
Because that puts him near the Rose's Thorns to cut them down and turn them into skeletons with his big, meaty, bony scythe blade. There we go.
Yep.
And he has activated.
Yes, he has.
Is there a range on command? Oh, don't worry about it. I was going to use Lord of the Deathless to command a skeleton, but I think they've all gone already. And just keep it simple. Back over to you for your last activation of round 1.
Remember, so command is you place a token on them. And so I don't think there's a range on command.
Okay, so I'll have him command the Ocelite Guard. The one nearest him.
No, it is a line of sight, and
Gluttony is massive.
And he's massive, and also within 3. Choose another character.
3. Oh, that's awesome. So he can't do that. That's great.
Yeah,
keeps it simpler.
You're ready for the next point. So, okay, well, I'm going to do good old Yakun is going to run up behind here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That looks like bait to me.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're going fishing for a great big fishy monster.
Yes, I might be fishing. And that could be fishing. Fishy fish. Yep. And yeah, pretty much when Yakun activates, if you have fewer fate in the pool than your opponent, I don't, so I don't have to worry about that. But that was why I was looking at this.
Yes. So you need to be bidding high for initiative to benefit from that, or just using lots of abilities?
Yeah, pretty much. Just using lots of abilities might be a good idea. Except for the fact the range on this was not. No, it's right. Attack 6, range 5. There's 5 gaps between us.
Yep, okay.
Divine Smite. I'll just place it on there so that.
Oh, do it. It'll be glorious. The clouds part and a ray of sunlight comes shining down upon the wicked ones.
And it's a pierce of 6 as well.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll black dice for this. 5. No, 6, sorry.
Ooh, daze or stun on crits, okay.
Yes.
Daze or stun if the target is already dazed, I see.
Do you have any advantages or disadvantages I need to know about?
I wish. Who are you going for? In case I need to ask.
Kabunga.
No, I mean, if it's an Ocelite guard, then yes, you get disadvantage. Otherwise, no, carry on.
Okay. So the non-filled one is an activated. The arrow with the non-filled inspiration on Yakun, for example. I have to pay an action for that, right? So if I move, I can do a move and command, or I can do a double move and command. That's the real question here.
Is the arrow filled in or empty?
Empty.
Empty. It's a swift action.
Swift action means I can do it as well. Yep.
Yeah. But Divine Smite is filled in, so that's an actual action, and she moved a long way.
Oh, right. Yes, I can't do Divine Smite.
Oh, not yet.
I got them back to front. I thought this was the free action, and that was the. Oh, good. The dice. Oh, it would have been such a nice roll too. I don't think you can see that, but that's 3 critical hits if I'd rolled that. But anyway, too late.
Well, let's do it anyway, because it's
for the purposes. Let's play fair. Let's play fair. I can use it next round. That's fine.
Okay. Well, you can't because. Oh no, that would have to be an activation. That's a filled in. I was going to do something dirty with the trickster and force you to swap purification with a card from your hand.
Yeah. And it might swap with that particular card.
It might swap with that one. Well, no, I think you get to choose what it, because it doesn't say randomly picked or anything. So.
Oh, okay, so I pick a card to swap with it. Yeah, okay.
It's not like I nominate a card that I know is in your hand and say, "Oh, you got to swap these now."
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the end of round 1, isn't it?
That's the end of round 1. Now, here's a slight introduction to a rule that you are unaware of. So I'm going to let you know right now. If at any point in time the player has spent 3 or more crystals at this phase, at the end of the round, an extra crystal is placed in the pool.
Ah.
Now, we are debating on whether this is going to be a standard crystal or it's going to be a
special one.
Right. We're going to play with a standard crystal. I want you to experience the slightly overpowered variety of this game.
So now the fate pool is escalating.
The fate pool escalates per round, that's right. And so since now everything in here at the start of the round moves over into, of course, my fate pool.
And
then we go to the initiative token, and you would choose, well, I would probably just put 2 into my hand to guarantee that I get the initiative.
Yeah, and I would put none in just to be,
and you would, of course,
just to guarantee I would get some crystals this round.
That's right. So those crystals are going to go into your fate pool.
And we draw 1 card at the start of the round as well.
Yep, and we draw a card. Now, you didn't swap this over. I believe you didn't, so I put that into my hand.
Yep, but I get to see the next one.
Yes, Field Commander.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, command all troops within 2 and sight. Line of sight, of course. Okay, so all the activation tokens come off. Ting, 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 ting. And yeah, another part of the shield thing is just saying, okay, well, rather than putting down and taking off and putting down and taking off tokens all the time, you just put them down if they are going to be relevant.
Yeah.
Okay, pick up my hand, have a look at what I've got here. Yeah, this is the only part, is that me reading this is not interesting for anybody.
Oh, that's all right. I'm looking at the board, counting squares, going, oh, tricky. Oh, but you're going first, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm going first.
Yes, come to me, you out of range people. Come to my doom.
So Yakun is going to be taking the first. I only need a distance of 3 for this. No, I'm in range. I can do it from here, and then I can walk away. That's probably what I'll do. I'll Divine Smite first.
It has to happen eventually.
Yes. Playing around with the divine tonight.
Just to be clear, who is the target of? I almost use the word victim, but they're so evil and nasty they don't really count as victims.
Gluttony.
Gluttony, with his 30 health.
With his 30 health, that's right. Take you down, Mr. 30 health.
Yes, do as much damage as you can.
Oh, it was so much a better one before.
2 5s.
Okay, 2 5s isn't bad. Okay, so here's the explanation of the combat rules for everybody who's watching along. They can go, oh, okay, cool, no problems. So we don't have any advantages or disadvantages in this particular roll. So we're not modifying the dice in any way here, except there are 2 5s. This, I believe, is a 0, so we're not going to be seeing any. So I'm going to be adding 2 more dice because of the 2 5s here.
Yep. I heartily recommend doing as much damage to him as you can at the moment, because he's probably going to go do something nasty.
Yeah. Cool. So we got 5.
No, he's not. I take it all back. I don't have enough fake crystals for him to do something nasty.
I've not spent any on purpose just to mess with you. So I've got myself here 16 points here. Gluttony.
He has a dodge of 4.
Has a dodge of 4.
Well, the evasion, you know.
Yeah, sorry.
The cloak stat.
So my 16 divided by 4 is a mere 4 damage.
That's 4 damage. Takes him down to 26.
That's it, exactly. So we're going to see, let's put the tokens on the camera side. We're going to see some swift retribution, I'm going to guess, on that one.
I don't know. I mean, he'd love to just walk right up to her and use gruesome feast to eat her and heal for the amount of damage he dealt +1. But I think she'll be. I don't have 3 fake crystals to do it with, so it's not going to happen.
Okay, so and also you get the days. Oh no, it's Pierce 1. I forgot. It's Pierce 1.
He has no armor stat. It's just purely the defense stat he has.
So for those following along, if he had an armor of 1, I would have countered that armor of 1 with my Pierce of 1. The 2 numbers would have negated each other, and then we would have ended up exactly the same situation we're in here.
Just to be even more clear, it's the division of the attack, which
Yes,
is why
right.
it went down. 16 went down to 4.
Yeah, because his total defensive stat was 4.
Yeah.
So 16 divided by 4, that's why he took 4 damage. If he had an armor of 2, my pierce would have pierced 1 point of that armor. The total dividing value would be 5 instead. And so 16 divided by 5 would have been only 3
Would have been
damage,
3, remainder 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We don't have any rules for remainders, so
we don't.
chuck it away.
So what's her second action going to be? After that amazing blast of divine power.
I don't want to be too close to you. And I've got a couple of backup around me, so I'm just going to retreat back here. 1, 2, 3. And I think that will be good enough.
All right. Ooh.
No, 4. There we go. I'm going to go for
Remember,
4.
he does have reach.
He does have reach.
Anything within 6 squares is potentially grabbable.
Oh, yes, that's right. He's got huge tracts of land, giant arms.
2, 3, 4. Okay. I think I need to go with the Oscillate Guard now.
Okay, start off with them.
So what I need to do is move the Oscillate Guard into a position where their guard tokens will be useful, as in I need to work out where the big guys are going so the guards can go and stand there in advance and throw up their guard tokens, and then you can try and kill them before I go and utilize the guard tokens. So I want to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would like to move the Oscillate Guard that is next to Gluttony. 1 diagonally towards Gluttony.
Yep.
1 forwards for 2,
Mm-hmm.
diagonally 1 again, the same direction,
Okay.
3, and then forwards 1 for 4.
Yep.
And that is his single move action, and he's just going to end his activation there and get his guard token and his activation token.
Yep.
And then the other one will run up to stand just in front of him.
In front of him.
Yep.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. And then 1 more forwards to be in front of him with a second move action.
He's doing a second move action of only 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that way he also gets his activation and guard token.
Yep.
That's them done. Back over to you.
Okay, back over to me. Bum, 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 bum. Not quite as many as I thought. Right, I've got an idea. I want to do some damage to you. Really want to just fly in there and start hacking into you, but I know that's not
okay.
easy. Yes. Yeah, not too keen on taking on Morecrum. Not so much for the fact that I can't damage the guy, but I know he's going to take out one of my girls and just turn her into a skeleton. I'm just like a bit worried about that.
Yes,
So,
the only downside of that is I can't do it twice because it costs a fate crystal every time he does it. And I've only got 1 to spend.
I don't think we'll take 2 of my girls away in 1 round, though.
He does have 5 attack. And the Grim Harvest, which I can't do because it costs 2 fate crystals. Oh! Spent too many last round.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 for a charge would be 5. Reach would be 6. So he needs you to come closer.
Damn it. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. No, I don't think I've got much of an advantage. I've got to force your hand in that particular instance.
Or do you need to prevent me taking a double move action towards the shrine by just sacrificing one of the rose forms?
Yeah, that is a possible theory on how I'm going to be doing things.
Well, bearing in mind that Gluttony has a very big base, and while he can walk over people, he can't stop on them.
It's a thought. It's definitely a thought. Three, 4, 5. Well, I could possibly take out some of you guys. Just, well, potentially, maybe, could be. Let's get this battle over and done with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh no!
And here's 2. And
that's exactly
-1.
where Gluttony wanted to go.
Yeah. When Charlotte attacks, I can expose your weakness. It'll cost me 2 crystal. And yep. And they can't strike back. While Charlotte is attacking an activated character, she gains accuracy 2 and advantage.
Oh, that's great, because the guard token from the other skeleton will give you disadvantage.
Yes, so at least cancelling out.
Does he have to be adjacent to the attacker, or I think it has to be adjacent to the attacker, not the defender. So the guard token does nothing, because the other skeleton who's guarding isn't there to threaten you.
Oh right, yes, that's right. Yeah, so you sort of left yourself. So you needed to put these guys next to each other to make sure that they.
I didn't, because the guard token wasn't for the skeletons.
Ah, yeah, you were going to pull this guy.
It was for the big ones who were coming in.
Yeah, you were going to pull this big guy in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curiouser, but maybe I'll be able to take. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 crystal to expose your weakness. So there's.
Ooh, thank you.
into your pool.
I
And you'll
feel
notice
them.
now that you've got more than 3 there, so that'll be a bonus coming for the next round.
Oof.
So when the character attacks, she gains Pierce 2. Now you've only got an armor of 1, so it's not going to be a major deal, but getting rid of that extra piece of armor is always a little bit helpful. And the defender gets a -1 defense for the attack, so your defense goes down.
His defense goes down to 2.
Down to 2, so this roll is probably going to be quite good. And she rolls 5 dice. So
Well,
let's
given
roll
that he's only got 3 health, you only need to get 6.
Yep, there
on
we go.
5 dice.
I'm sure he's going to die here.
Probably.
Your advantage, or your disadvantage, if you had it, would cancel out my advantage. But as we've said, you don't have defense. You don't have guard if you're not standing. Let's double check it. Guard is used on guardians. When a character uses it, place a token. Yes. When the character is attacking, it gains. While a character is attacking, it gains disadvantage for each non-defending character with a guard token they are threatened by. Yes, that is the key word, threatened by. So since that guy doesn't threaten me because he doesn't have reach.
Yep.
He doesn't have any abilities to make that distance. Yes, okay, so the guard ability doesn't apply, so I have an advantage. So for the sake of both cameras here, I'm going to show that I'm adding an advantage die. Okay, so this is how I'm doing it. So I've got the standard dice, I've added the advantage dice here, and then I'll roll all this, and then I'll take away 1 die to represent the final roll. So at the end, too many, sorry. So I'm rolling 5 die on standard plus an advantage die, but then my final results will be 5 dice. So the
final result will still be 5 dice, yes. Just remember to put back the one you just took away there before you roll them. 1, 2, 3, 6 dice. Yep.
That's the correct amount. I had 1 too many.
Yep. I presume you're taking away the limbo symbol.
Yeah. That's a 0.
Because that counts as nothing. Gone.
So I do have a critical though, so I will roll 1 more for the crit. 1 more point. So there's 5, there's 10, there's 15. Divide by 2
is 7. Well, the skeleton only had 3 health, so he is very, very destroyed.
Very, very destroyed. So Kablooey, he's off the table.
Smashed to bits.
Yep. So he's not going to be defending his lord any longer. So that's why 1 move, 1 attack, and she's done. I'll use that token up to show that she's done for the round. I was supposed to also throw in accuracy, but I forgot. Oh well, too late. So it didn't matter. We were dead anyway, so there's nothing. So Charlotte's done, and we're over to you. Oh wait, I'm going to do my thing. Dum, dum, dum. She's out here. She's a knight.
What's this?
Sorry, the thorns. The thorns are yelling at you. Hey, you can't do that. So your focus, you were about to make a move with this big guy and come and do something over here. But I've said, no. We've yelled at you and focused his attention. When your activation ends, which is now, target a ready enemy. Oh, I didn't see the word you threaten.
Oh, that's nasty. Okay.
I always forget to read every little piece of the rules. But what I was hoping to do was force you to play this guy instead of this guy.
Oh, that's all right. I could do that as well.
So that card will go back in my hand because I could not play that card. Yep. Yes. Always double check. One of the things we're doing in the upgrade is to make sure the keywords like threaten and so forth will be bold. So it's more obvious for that. Okay, so I can't do that at the end of my round. So over to you.
Oh, well, I suppose I'd better activate Gluttony then.
Dear.
And
let me get.
You remember how last time? No. He's going to charge.
He's going to charge?
Yes.
Through his own guy?
Through his own guy and through Charlotte.
Right.
He's charging the shrine.
He's charging the shrine?
Yeah. So
can you charge through a person? Is that?
I don't know, but we're about to find out, I suppose.
Yes, I believe it triggers a. We're going to look up charge, so we know what that is. We ignore half the way it's written in the rule book because it's slightly wrong.
Oh, that changes a lot then. I was really looking forward to that extra square of movement to be in range.
Oh no, you get the square of movement. I'm just making sure it's not the double one. Where is it again? And it's not even in the right place of the rulebook, isn't it? I have to go hunt around for it. Charge, there we go. Before you spend any movement points, you declare an active character will charge during the activation. When you declare the charge, the active character gains a bonus movement point each time it moves. Yeah, so this is the confusing point here, is you can charge with your first move, and your movement score is 4. And you'll get the bonus +1, making 5. If you did both of your moves, each of them would get a +1, making +2 in total, giving you a total move of 10. So that's what the confusing there part.
So it's 5
movement point
forwards.
can only be spent in a single direction. If the character moves at least 3 spaces, it gains advantage on the next attack it makes. Note that you don't have to actually attack at all. For example, you could use it to move quickly in a straight line towards an objective, which is what you're about to do. The only concern is your Ocelite Guard would prevent you from doing a direct move.
Well, yeah, 'cause I'd have to do 3 diagonally to the side on the way there, which isn't as good, is it?
No, so if you move, okay, so here's essentially your problem is going to be, if you go a 1 step forward, 1 diagonal, then for you to continue in a straight line, you go 1 step forward, 1 diagonal. 1 step
no,
forward,
no, no.
1 diagonal.
The other way.
Yeah,
the other direction. No, the other diagonal.
Oh, this way?
Yeah, that way.
Oh, right, okay. So you go...
1 forwards would be behind the Ocelite Guard again. Well, 1 diagonal first, then 1 forwards.
1 diagonal, 1 straight, 1 diagonal.
Okay, I was thinking of a slightly different diagonal that would put him basically next to Charlotte after he's finished. He'd have to go round, and so he wouldn't get it. Yeah, okay.
Get his charge.
This would all be very possible. Well, let's do it anyway, because so essentially with 4, he goes diagonally forwards 2, then diagonally 2 to be next to Charlotte, and so forwards 2 onto the Ocelite Guard, diagonally 2 to be too far away to hit the shrine, but right next to Charlotte.
So you want to be on this side. You want to be next to Charlotte. Okay, so
and diagonally corner to the Ocelite Guard.
Diagonal corner, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to do a charge with one of the moves.
No, this won't be a charge. This will be a normal move action.
Okay. But if you want to do a charge, here's how you do it. You go 1, 2, 3, first action, or first action.
Yeah, I'd do it with 2 actions, but then I'd have to use a swift action to attack, which would cost me 3 fate points, which I just don't have. So
you don't have the attack bonus.
I don't have the points to do it, so that's why I'm just walking in instead.
But don't you have a reach?
Yeah, I have a reach of 1, so that would be an extra, be a 2 space reach.
Right. So
but
that's
that
3.
doesn't help me.
Reach of 1 and old diagonal rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're still technically in range here.
Being huge, he can just walk over the Ocelite Guard as well.
So how does that... You got to push the guy out of the way?
No, huge just ignores smaller models while moving.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So I just wanted to walk straight over it and be standing touching both of them.
Huge represents a character's sheer size. Characters with huge ignore small characters as well as difficult terrain while moving, while determining line of sight. Huge characters act as blocking terrain. Huge characters reduce all push and pull values affecting by 2. Yeah, okay. So
1 up to the Ocelite Guard, diagonal for 2, diagonal again for 3, and then 1 forwards for 4. There we go.
Okay. Yep.
And then,
as long as you don't end on top of the guy, that's all that matters.
Yeah, as long as I don't end on top of either of them. And then he will attempt to commit gross violence upon her personage.
Oh, gross violence? Oh dear.
I'm sorry. He's got a tongue and a massive tongue. This is going to be very inappropriate. He's a foul fiend from hell.
We've entered the manga land.
And 6 attack dice.
6 attack dice.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
You can roll those on camera. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely roll them on camera. Just double checking if we've got any kind of reaction that I want to throw out here. Nope. 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 Okay, 6 dice it is.
Here comes the pain.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, okay, it exploded, did it?
It exploded. So that 5 caused an explosion. That's 5, 5. So we got 18.
18.
18. Okay,
Very happy with that.
Charlotte is not wearing armor. She's got a good defense, but she doesn't have armor, so it's a divide by 3.
Ooh, 6.
Oh my gosh. This is not good. This is not good in the slightest one.
I take it she is now at least bloodied.
Yeah, no, nah.
Or is she actually out of action?
You killed her.
Oh, she has fallen.
She only has 6 hit points. And there's no skills in there that I can quickly do anything. The only thing is that the Rose Thorns say when a friendly hero or Rose character falls, it's curious because most of the time you'd be friendly. I suppose if you're playing a Rose versus a Rose, then anytime any Rose falls, this, but very rare. When a friendly hero or Rose character falls, focus or attack. Now, since you're not next to me, I'll just focus.
Just get a focus token, yeah.
I'm ever so slightly curious whether the focus token is on the Rose's Thorns.
Whether they each get one or if it goes to the unit as a whole.
I'm going to say it's probably the unit as a whole. So there's that. Man.
Well, Gluttony has certainly activated.
I would hope. That's reaction, right?
Yeah, that's a reaction.
Can I react? Stop her dying?
Can we stop for a little moment, please?
Okay, yep, stop.
Right, we're back. So I have discovered that my end recording hotkey is also a browser hotkey for Discord. That asks, "Do you want to turn on this thing?" I'm like, "No, that's not why I pressed this button."
Right. So once you're focused on a different program.
All right, so we're back. So that was an unfortunate passing for the heroine there, but at least you have something left to activate, right?
Well, the question here is, does purification come into play? Can I choose a friendly character from? Because
I mean,
oh no, wait.
She is kind of. She has fallen and isn't really on the table anymore, is she? So.
Yeah. So. It's like, it's really cool, but the problem is you would need to have the recover 6 is all very well and good, but if recover 6 means that the character has to have at least 7 health.
Yeah.
And that's not so many characters.
That's generally heroes and lords only, isn't it, at that point?
Well, all of my heroes are 6 health.
Ah. Well, that's unfortunate.
In this case, I'd be like, well, yeah, I mean...
Generally leave that card out the deck next time.
I mean, Henril has 7.
Ah, and he was originally going to be used instead of Yakun.
Originally going to be used. Sure, the Lord has so many hit points. The Lords have got 16. Godfrey has 9. So, and Betrograde has 7.
And,
but even with Betrograde,
Rodrigo has what, like 7 or 8?
Elia has 7. I'm not looking at the names of anybody unless they've got at least enough hit points. Eldareth is 7. Safari, Rodrigo has 9.
Yeah, so him and Godfrey are okay.
Yeah, it just so happens that I picked 2 characters with only 6 hit points.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Oh, purification is not really going to work in this case, unless you only do 5 damage and I use it for 6 anyway. But
I mean, if you've got 7 health and you end up taking 6, you're probably taking a 7th one as well at that point. So yeah. Oof.
oh well, not as proud of this as possible. Right. So since I have the initiative, I'm going next. I will have to use this. So Rose's Thorns have got a move of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to play Surprising Speed.
Oh, yes.
1, 2, 3. So that's a free move.
Yep.
Now, because I really should have actually declared charge right then.
I'm not going to stop you if you want to.
You're not going to stop me? Okay, so I've declared charge.
Be dramatic.
Prior.
Get some revenge.
Yes. So they've gone.
And move those tokens out the way so they can actually reach him.
Behind them. Yeah, so they've charged forward. They're slamming into this guy for as much as they possibly can. Normally, of course, I do one at a time. So I'd be charging forward. One attack's charge forward.
It's a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it just looks a lot nicer.
And he's got the health to take it, so yeah.
That's it. Okay, so I've moved forward. I've got my focus tokens. I've got my ladies out there. Each of them are attacking with a 4, plus my focus. And I'm just double checking on my reaction card, Light in the Dark. At the end of this character's activation, recover 3. So if anybody, see, that's why I wanted to trigger you before, because then you would have done some damage to me, and I would recover in my next.
I would have diagonally moved him to around where Charlotte was, like a big double move. If I'd moved him earlier.
Okay. So he wouldn't have attacked me. Okay, let's go with it.
He was slightly out of range, I think.
Yeah, he was. Okay, so I'm doing 4 dice. I'll start with the ladies from left to right. I'll read out the rules for the focus so that everyone knows what focus is. Focus is the most common skill. It represents a character concentrating. When a character uses it, place the token. When the character with the focus token attacks or is attacked, the character may spend the focus token to gain an advantage or to give the opponent disadvantage. I'm going to use it on my attacks, so that will give me the extra dice. I'm hoping to do as much damage as possible with these ladies. So 4 dice plus the advantage dice there. Okay?
Absolutely. Go for it.
So starting from the right, spinning out of control. We got a 0 on our advantage dice, so that's out of the picture. We've got ourselves a 5, 10, 14 here.
Okay.
And
don't they get like accuracy 1 or something when they're next to an... Oh no, that's the regular Rose Knight's unit, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't choose those. I wanted the focus for everybody. Every time somebody dies, these girls get that. It's not a lot.
He's got a defense of 4.
But he also has an armor of 1.
And an armor of 1, yes.
Okay, so divide 14 by 5. I'll only do 2 damage.
2 damage. Ooh. Okay. He might survive this.
He might. If he's only going to cop 2 damage from each lady. So let's try the next one.
And you might roll higher.
Let's hope so.
Remember your focus die.
Yep. Exploding die.
And advantage and everything. Go for it. Ooh, that's good.
That's exploding.
What about the other 5?
That was that exploding, and that was that exploding.
Yep.
So they're covered. And disadvantage, get rid of the die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 5, 10. Oh, just made 15. So I just sneaked in.
3 more points. That puts him on half health. Now he's bloodied.
Yep. Do you have any bonuses for being bloodied?
Nope. Do you have bonuses for attacking bloodied? Oh, wait, hang on.
Nope.
If Gluttony attacks Mulcrum, he'll get a bonus.
If you attack a bloodied character. But I've got 3. I've got 5 hit points with you, lady. So if you want to you want to do an ever so slight amount of damage and not slaughter them so that they're bloodied, so that the following attack you can re-roll dice. Somehow I don't think that's going to happen much. I think it's more that he's just going to storm in there and...
You've got your third attack anyway, so...
Yeah,
I mean, I doubt you'll do 25 damage to finish him off, but you'll do some.
Yeah, I'm not likely to roll 25.
On 5 dice.
Not even a single explosion. We'll get rid of that from the advantage dice.
Ooh.
And we 11, so there's only 2 more points of damage.
Well, that's 70% dead for a skeleton.
Yeah, true. I'll swap that one out for a 3, so you're a total of 7 damage.
I mean, he is a very big, massive skeleton. Skeletons, made of skeletons.
Well, I think the advantage dice in this particular roll wasn't so fantastic, but the previous roll was definitely responsible for making that 3 damage instead of 2 damage. So that was worth it. To charge you while being focused was definitely worth it. That's it for me. That's my 3 girls done. It's now your...
Well, it's Mukrum's activation, and if only he had a way to get a second point and go Grim Harvest, but he doesn't. So instead, he'll just attack.
I spent a crystal, so let's move that over as well.
Yeah, but I still can't shift him into my actual area yet.
Yeah,
so
you don't have that ability. Yeah.
He will attack the one on the left, on his left.
On his left, okay.
Yeah. With 5 attack dice.
5 attack dice. Any specials?
Yeah, if he kills her, he can spend 1 fate crystal to turn her into an Ocelite guard.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he's trying for here, but it's only 5 dice, so it might not happen.
Yeah, you want to damage her but not kill her. No, wait. Your ossification says if you kill someone, you just swap them out for a skeleton.
Yeah, but it has a 1 fate crystal cost.
Yeah, which is, you've got 1 fate crystal.
I've got 1. I know, I just need to try and get that kill. So let's see those 5 dice roll. Oh, wait, can he spend his first action to focus to gain a boost on the attack? I think I'll do that for the advantage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 6 dice. Well, 5 and an advantage die.
Yep. First action, you're going to focus. So that's an advantage die.
Yeah.
You have a PS1, so my armor is useless.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank God for me.
Oh.
Well, your advantage.
There's a 5. That's good.
You got a 5, so let's roll the dice for your 5.
Yeah, we'll re-roll one of the blanks.
And you got a re-roll?
Yep. Okay, 14, 15, 17. Oh, no, that's a 4. That's not a 5. Okay. 8, 13, 14, 16.
Yeah. Yeah, so... 16. Divide by my pathetic little 3 now because of your pierce of 1.
It's 5 damage.
Which is exactly the number of hit points I've got. She goes down.
And he'll use ossification reaction to turn her into a Ocelite guard.
Oh no. Tide of battle turning.
And what would be even nastier would be... It doesn't say if the Ocelite guard has to go onto an existing unit or a new one, but if I make it a new unit, that's another activation I can have with that skeleton and just put him on guard token duty.
Well, technically, that miniature would have an activated token, right? Because I activated it prior.
It doesn't say, but it just place an Ocelite guard into a space the fallen character occupied. But I'm happy to not try and squeeze another guard token out here, and we can end the round there and say that was dramatic enough.
Yeah.
I'm feeling Gluttony is rather powerful in this scenario.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit overkill if you killed a person and then that person was a skeleton and then they killed another person and then
Yeah.
and then you triggered with more crime. Although that would be thematically cool to see, though.
It would
I
be,
killed this guy.
but I couldn't do that because he has to be the one who makes the kill.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, but if your skeleton does enough damage so that the following round that person's lower in health and then you
Absolutely,
skeleton
yes.
you could do it round by round by round. Yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. So technically there's your token, but I think everyone's done, so we're going to clear at the table.
So yeah, after 2 rounds,
Oh, look at that.
you've lost Charlotte and I've lost an Ocelite guard. It's looking, but I'm also very close to losing Mulcrum, so it's dangerous.
Chess-wise, I think I gave up my knight and one of my, not a pawn, but
Yeah.
maybe pawns. Yeah, rightio. Okay, so start of the crystal action for initiative. First things first, you have more than 3. So we place an extra crystal in here. We slide them all up, and now you have the advantage over me. And you that I would consider like, I really don't think I want to be trying to spend the 2 I've got because I've got powers in my hand that I want to spend them on.
And so, I would like to go free, but I know that's overkill because I want those crystals to do things with.
Yeah.
But I do want to try and go first as a demonic player at this point, so I'll put in 1.
Yeah. So theoretically, you're thinking, okay, well, he probably needs to spend, so he's not going to. But just in case he does,
no, I'm kind of thinking the initiative will. If it's a draw, the initiative goes to the person who didn't have it last round.
Yeah.
And you've only got 2 crystals, and if you spend 1, you've got virtually none to spend.
Yeah.
So me putting 1 down is just being selfish and going, it would go to you anyway, so I'm just wanting to have a chance for Gluttony to go and start damaging the shrine before you destroy Mulcrum. Even though trying to save Mulcrum's life would be a much more sensible thing to do right now, like activating an Ocelite Guard. But Gluttony wants to destroy the shrine.
That's it. Okay, so you spent 1, I spent none, and you've got the token, of course.
Did the one I spend not go into your limbo area?
Oops, silly me. Yes,
there we go.
Correct. There's your token for you, sir. Okay.
So then Gluttony will just advance up to the shrine. Just 2 squares towards it because he doesn't need to be any closer.
Okay.
And then he will perform a gruesome feast, which will cost me 3 fate crystals.
Oh, 3 fate crystals are being spent.
So it's attack 3, deadly 2, pierce 1.
And then recover.
And then recover 1 more than the amount of damage I dealt to the defender.
Right. Okay. Double checking. So for everyone watching at home, so your attack 3 is 3 dice. The deadly says represents a character's extremely dangerous attack. Characters with deadly tend to have below average attack stats. However, when attacking, characters with deadly multiply their damage total by the deadly value. So effectively, you double whatever you roll in this particular case.
So instead of his usual 6 attack dice, he's only rolling 3 dice of his attack, but doubling it.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful attack, that's for sure, and it has a pierce 1, which you'll need because where is the stats?
It's probably got like 0 defense and armor 4 or something.
Yeah.
But he's a very hungry demon. He's like a hungry hippo, but a demon.
No, it's only 3 armor. So
pierce 1 knocks it down to a 2. So time for that 3 dice roll.
Oh dear.
You know
no
what?
Advantage?
Should have used focus first to get an extra bonus die, but I didn't. So just have those 3 dice.
Okay, 3 dice it is.
Yeah.
3 die, double it, and heal you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's right. I haven't. Oh, beautiful. That's 2 1s and a something that's gone off over the edge of it. Oh, 3 1s. Perfect. So 6 damage. Divided by 2 will be 3 points of damage to the shrine. And he heals 4 out of the 6 damage he's taken so far.
Which is how much damage you've already got. So you're fully healed. You slam the shrine, you take all the holy energy into your body and go roar and heal back to full.
And as that was his swift action as a lord, for his third action he'll just attack the shrine for 6 dice.
6 dice it is. Here we go. There's a 5.
Yep.
Okay, this is the 0. 5 there, that adds up to 5, that adds up to 5, there's 15.
Beautiful.
15, that's damage.
Yep, no pierce 1 on this one and no deadly.
You don't have pierce as well, don't you? You've got reach if you.
So its armor goes back up to 3, so that's 5 damage though, isn't it?
So that's 15.
Yep.
Yeah, so 5 damage.
Yep. On top of the 3 he's already done for 8 damage. He's pounding this thing.
Yep, as he wants to. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I have made one ever so slightly critical flaw.
Please tell me you got the card to turn him into a sheep now.
Yeah.
That would be so perfect.
At the beginning of the activation phase, ship 1 fate to your pool. So I'm supposed to do this at the start of my turn. When my character declares an attack, give the character accuracy X, which is the number of fate in my pool. So I was supposed to do that earlier, but I forgot. What were we just saying? What were we just saying?
I was saying it would be really nice if you had the polymorph card now to turn him into a sheep. And then he'd be a little helpless lamb who couldn't do any damage at all to the shrine.
Well, it's in my hand. You're a lord, so I spend X plus 1, which is the character's rank.
Oh no. You've only got 3 fate crystals.
Yeah, I've only got 3 fate crystals, so I can't do that.
Unless you could find a way to get another one.
Yeah, how could I? Do I have anything that gives me fate crystals in any way, shape, or form?
Does Yakun have the icon ability that lets her not focus, but do the other one, but lets her? Is it channeling?
She has the shield icon, the focus icon. Yeah, I'll just double check on the icons.
Just in case.
Just in case that Charlotte can possibly do that little tiny ability just there. No, it's not channel. Oh, it is. That is. Wait a second. Let's have a close up on this. Now that I'm not sure if that's the channel icon or the shield icon because my eyes are getting.
That middle one is the shield icon.
That's the shield icon.
So that's focus, shield, and whatever the one on the right is.
No, actually, I think it's actually is the crystal icon. It looks a lot more like the. I'm not sure if this camera would be better.
The shield has a circle in the middle with a kind of cross behind it, and is on a shield-shaped thing. So no, yeah, so that is the crystal one, I think. It makes more sense because she doesn't have a big shield on the model.
The channel is a skill on spellcasters, representing the character channeling the fabric of reality. When a character uses the channel skill, place a fate crystal onto the character. When paying fate costs, you can spend fate tokens from the characters instead of shifting fate. But then you discard it. So she can do it. She has that ability.
Awesome.
So you could, first of all, says, I'm going to summon some fate crystals. So she
hooray!
and There it is on a card. Then Polymorph said, X is 1 plus the character's rank. The rank of this guy is
3.
3. You have to be in sight of me.
Yep, he's
so,
massive.
Well, you're massive, so that means I can see you over the top of items. And you are within 3 squares.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 is paid. There we go. And amazingly enough, you fit all this mass bulk. You are a sheep.
Come on, let's have a little close-up on him on one of the cameras. Awesome.
Oh, you got the guy in the way. What's this? It's a sheep.
It's a little
What?
sheep.
Yeah.
Although
Gluttony, he'd probably more like to say, I'm hungry.
a
Grass,
very hungry sheep. So,
where's the grass?
how long does he stay a sheep for now?
Yeah, so your base attack and armor is 0. Your base defense speed is 3. And when the activation phase ends, discard this card. Now, I'm going to assume that it says when the activation phase ends, that you turn back again.
Yeah, so he's basically turning back at the end of the round.
Yeah. So you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But yes,
I'm so glad he attacked the shrine first before he got turned into a sheep. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to attack it at all.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, that's a lovely activation. Wow.
When your Kun activates, if I have fewer fate in my pool than my opponent, shift 1 to my fate pool. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's
go for it.
So I've got something left there. Now Polymorph is the field arrow, which means it's a reaction. So she still technically has an attack.
Yeah, so she channeled first before she cast it.
She channeled as 1 action.
Yep.
So I could, yeah, I can move, but what's the point since you're just going to turn back the following round? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. While you're currently turned into a sheep would be so cool, but unfortunately, it turns out, okay, no, it doesn't look like I'm going to do that. Yep. So Polymorph is spent. You are turned into a sheep. You're not going to be able to. So in a way, that's sort of silly. I did that because you've already activated.
Because he's already gone. It might be better to use it more preemptively in the future.
Yeah. Oh well, you're a sheep.
Still a lot of fun though.
It was funny. Oh dear.
I should probably paint the sheep first. It'll be one of the easiest ones to do.
Yeah, probably. So sheep's done. I'm done. What do you want to do?
I'll do.
Ocelite there.
I'll do the Ocelite
these
guard.
Guys, are the Ocelite considered a separate squad now?
I don't know. I mean, it's simpler to just consider them one because otherwise I'd have an activation advantage. So if I just have the separate one run up, be like 1, 2, 3, 4 to be diagonally next to the 1. Can I get there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, that'll do.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And while he'd love to move up and threaten the other one for even more guard potential, he'll just go attack the banner bearer with his 2 attack dice.
Oh
yeah. He might even do 1 damage.
Oh. Oh no, you do 1 damage because 4 divided by 1 is 1.
Yep, I'll take 1 damage. And then he'll get his activation and guard token. And the other one will attack her as well with the 2 dice.
Yep. 2 dice.
Because if I can get her bloodied, Mukrum can do a lot more damage and heal himself.
Yeah. So that's 7.
Ooh.
Well, not quite. Almost.
Still
but
1.
Not quite. 1 damage. Yeah, if you'd done 2 damage, it would have been bloodied. So
Yeah,
you would have been
it's not quite enough. But that spare activation done, so back over to you now.
Yeah. I really think I should take you out before you turn any of my dead.
Absolutely,
I'm
because you can do it as well.
Yeah, I could.
If they each focus then attack, they could probably finish him off. Oh dear.
Okay, so Rose, keep forgetting to do this thing. Check this rule on accuracy. Keep forgetting accuracy. Accuracy just cancels out dodge, doesn't it?
I think it does. And my Ocelot Guard have accuracy, which I've been ignoring, so that's fine.
Accuracy represents a character particularly skilled at aiming. When a character with accuracy is attacking, add their accuracy value to the attack total. Okay, so it's just a couple of extra points. All right, cool.
Oh, so that 7 would have been an 8.
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry, don't go back and add it. It just we're good. You know, it takes longer and confuses things.
I don't want to be up until 4 in the morning. So
Oh,
Rose Thorns, 4 dice, accuracy 2. Ah, that's right. Ashara's power is give everybody accuracy bonus.
I'll do it.
Oh no, it's based on my fate pool, which is currently nothing. So, well, I got 1 in my fate pool, and I spend it just to get it, so it's not worth it. So that was what I was supposed to do, was stack. That's what I was doing at the start of the game, was stacking up those points.
Stack it and
because I was going to trigger the accuracy thing, but I forgot to do it. So there's so many little tiny things to remember when you're playing some kinds of games.
We'll get better with practice, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's it. It's all about practice, and I obviously need a little bit more practice. Okay, here's your. Oh, it's not bad. There's an extra roll there.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, sorry, buddy. That was a 0 on the explode. Still 12 points. Oh, that's me rolling.
That's you rolling, yeah. Don't apologize for rolling a blank.
Yeah.
Right, so he's got 4 evasion and 1 armor before anything you've got there. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 1 for your accuracy makes a 13, doesn't it?
Accuracy is 2. Yep.
Oh,
so
14.
Yep. No, 13. No, yeah, 14. Yep, 14. So 14 divided by your total of
5
is 1 off.
2.
Yep. So 2 damage.
That takes him to
9.
1 off killing him. So the other Rose Fawn can probably do it.
I got a good chance. Oh, that was a previous round's token. I got a good chance. So let's see. I mean, I've got to roll a total of 5 or more just to do. So.
Oh yeah. Might as well focus beforehand for the extra die.
Oh yes, of course. Focus.
Get that killing.
You see
Oh.
I didn't focus.
Yeah.
That would have been a 2.
Yep.
If it didn't focus, it would have been a 2. But because I focused, I get to roll an extra dice. Oh no,
Yep.
take a dice. I'll take that one away, and 1 more. So there's a total of 8, which is 1 more damage, which is what's required to take you down.
Oh, beautiful.
Bomb.
Take that big giant skeletal monstrosity off the board.
You will never defeat me. I'm dead. I personally leaving the dead bodies on the battlefield, but it's just me.
At the end of this round, you have 2 Rose Fawns and Yakun, and I have 2 Ocelot Guard and a sheep.
Well, if it stayed like that a little longer,
then he'd turn back into Gluttony and be very powerful and dangerous.
Yeah. That doesn't make that spell as powerful as I would like it. I would personally, it's got to be really strategically put together to be able to go, right, I've got these two different characters. You turn him into a sheep first, then I'll race in and quickly take him out.
Yeah, you'd turn him into a sheep first, then send in Charlotte to attack and devastate him.
So that's what I'd set up initially, was that that's why I put her out the front, so you'd come in close, and then I'd be able to go sheep and attack, but then things float away and you
Things
killed
went
me.
very, very wrong, yes.
you killed me. I was like, I'm dead.
It's like, oh, she's mortal.
Okay, so that is the end of the round. We both draw a card.
It's the end of the third round.
End of the third round, yep. So I draw this card, Field Commander. Command all troops within 2 and sight. And my next card...
Maximum hand size is 5, isn't it? So I should discard something.
Yes.
I shall discard Tag Team because I no longer have more than one hero or lord character. Oh, yeah. Destiny in our hands. Lovely.
Also had Tag Team. So the crystals move into our hands. You had more than 3 crystals, so there's an extra crystal into your hand. So you currently have 7 crystal, and I have 3. It could be to my advantage because that spell, Polymorph, when the activation phase ends, discard the card. I would personally change that just slightly.
I'd change it to like the victim has to pay fake crystals to turn back.
No, I think that would be too expensive. I think just when you activate him next.
Yes, that makes more sense when you activate him next. We can play it that way today if you like. That's cool.
Just to give me an ever so slight chance of maybe killing the sheep.
Yeah, but you'd have to do it with Yakun. You wouldn't really be able to reach him with the...
I'm going to have to race up with Yakun and attempt to do damage and put myself in the position that if I don't take the sheep out, you turn back into the demon and I'm right there.
Does the sheep have less health or does it still have 30 health?
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a very good point that you should consider before running in there.
Yeah, right. Now, your base attack armor is 0. Your defense and speed is 3, but nothing about hit points. You still are bulked up to the absolute maximum. See, that's the thing is, it's like, hang on, I just turned you into a sheep, but you still have all your health points. I can't one-shot you.
I suppose you're dividing by a much lower number, though.
Yes. I would be able to do a lot more damage. So, in theory, had I more practice and understood better about the Polymorph spell, that would have been the way to do things.
In that case, I would have advised you to do it before his activation. But I had paid, fake crystals to go first, so he was able to rush in. If I was going second that round, you could have absolutely devastated him there and then.
Yeah. Well, we can leave it up to anyone watching this video might pipe in and say, no, that's overpowered. You shouldn't do it that way for these reasons. Oh, yeah, cool, no problems. Most of these cards I'm putting into the spreadsheets and running the thousands of battles on it, so there will be a little bit of a statistical variance to give me back information on whether Polymorph is overpowered or not. But for the moment, we're having a bit of fun here, so that's all good.
So at this point, we're reasonably far in. It does feel that Gluttony, having a lord on one side of the table and not on the other, really swayed the balance quite significantly.
Yeah,
or it's about to when he turns back.
Yeah. Part of that is just because I lost my key character and my 1-2 punch combo. Polymorph you, make you a sheep, run in with Charlotte. Charlotte has an attack of 5. She has accuracy 2 bonus on top of things. She has didn't even notice break defense. I didn't check on one of her abilities. But she has advantage and accuracy as a reaction at any point. So when Charlotte's attacking an activated character, so the idea is you activate Gluttony, you move forward, Yakun turns into a sheep, so now you're an activated sheep. Then I come in, Pierce 2. Well, it doesn't matter with the sheep, I guess, because it doesn't have any armor. It's just defense. But -1 defense with exposed weakness. So you've got effectively your defense becomes a 2. My accuracy 2 and advantage on 5, now 6 dice, right? The whole point there is I'd be rolling 6 dice, potentially mathematically getting at least one explosion in there, averaging about 15 points with your divisor of 2. That's 7 damage straight up in one fell boom.
Yeah,
But
that's looking at about a quarter of his health there then.
yeah, that's right. And so that was my opening salvo, if I'd been able to pull it off. And then you would have been pounding into that shrine because you know that I'm going to be drawing the extra cards.
Yeah, that would have been pretty glorious.
Yeah. And so I'd be like, right, you're going to pound into that shrine. And so then I'm just going to throw a lot of damage at you. I just didn't expect you to die so quickly. That was just such a,
That was so unfortunate.
Anyway, pre-postmortems. Statistically, though, you might be thinking that I'm going to try to get that crystal so I can go first, if that was the way Polymorph worked. I'm not keen on changing the rules in the middle of things right now, so let's just stick with the Polymorph as is. You're going to turn back as soon as
He turns back, and yeah,
taken. So I'm like, man, you're just going to pound that thing some more. I'm looking at my cards, going, oh, I forgot to draw 2. I'm looking at my cards. It's supposed to be that one, isn't it?
Well, as the demon player, I know that I have, cards here and things I want to do. And I know that if it's a draw, it goes to you, and you have a lot less fate crystals than me. So I know how many I'm going to bid. And I'm going to bid none. Because
Right.
that way it will go to you anyway, but if you want to pay for it, I'm fine with that as well, because that gives me more crystals for next round.
Yeah. Well, because of the cards in my hand, pretty much one of the things I need to do, I'll show you the cards so you understand my reasoning. And
yeah, okay.
I need to purify. That's 2 crystals right there I need to do.
Yeah, so you need to purify the shrine.
Yeah, for that reason, I would have half guessed that you were going to spend something. I can't really afford to spend something, but then you might have just thrown 1 as caution to the wind, and so I'd mentally gone, okay, well, I'm going to spend 1, and so that's the 1 crystal that I was going to put in my hand for that. So
that's all right.
So you have the token.
No, you do. I have the crystal, but you get to go first because you didn't last round, and you outbid me.
Yeah.
Excellent. You get to go first.
Okay. Yakun. Can you do any damage to this big guy?
I mean, if you could, now would be the time to do it, but he's got so much health.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, the way I see it, it's looking...
No, she's got 2 dice to attack.
Yeah.
Even as a sheep, I'm lucky to do 1 damage to you. I'm thinking I'm just going to stand here and heal this thing round after round of healing. It's the only thing I can think to do here.
You're kind of hoping to defeat the 2 Ocelite Guard and free up the Rose Fawns.
That's it.
And then exactly. Come for Gluttony.
Yep.
And I may have a horrible disappointment waiting for you in the not too distant future.
Of course you will. Okay. So this little lady will turn to her left, and she's going to I've got accuracy 2.
I have a guard token on a second Ocelite.
That's right.
So you might want to focus. because then you could use the focus to cancel out the guard, couldn't you?
No, but I need. What does guard do again? It's
Guard
advanced.
gives you disadvantage because the second skeleton you're not attacking threatens you.
Yes, that's right. But unfortunately, I need to do it this way because of reasons.
Oh, okay. So you're moving her in to attack. Got it.
I have to move it in. And since I've done a move, I don't have a step. What's that keyword? What's elite again? Double checking on elite. It's so much nicer once I've got the cheat sheet printed up in the box. So you pull the cheat sheet out for each of these little key abilities. Elite represents the amazing capacity of non-heroic units. Appears on troops during the activation of a squad with troop. One character in the troop can use a skill without consuming an action. Oh,
that's good.
So I can focus on her.
Yeah.
I can focus on her.
I heartily recommend it.
Cancelling out your shield.
Hooray!
Order. Shoot. And I rolled. A pathetic little 4 was rolled. Your Oscillate Guard have a 4.
Yep.
Oh no,
3
I
and
still
1.
accuracy. So that's a
5,
6.
6.
But you still have a. So 6 divided by 4 is still only 1 damage.
3 evasion, 1 armor, so pushes it up to a 4 unless you can get Pierce 1 on there.
No, don't have PS1. But what I do have, Light in the Dark, at the end of my character's activation, recover 3, a troop within 2.
That would obviously be the banner bearer, because she was very badly injured.
Yep. That's right. Get rid of 3 damage. That is why these girls are powerful. If they stick together, they just take a bit of damage and heal each other. Take a bit of damage, attack, heal each other.
Absolutely. And now the banner bearer still gets to activate as part of the unit as well.
That's right. Exactly. So I can do an activate. I can do her focus, of course.
Focus and attack. Same skeleton, probably. Guard token goes. But no, it doesn't. What?
Guard token stays, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Until he activates again.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Here we go. 13. No, 18.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's...
I think you did.
That's
18
destroyed.
divided by 4 damage. Yep, he's dead.
Take him off.
Off the board. So I've activated both the ladies.
And you've used those focus tokens, so they're going away again now.
Focus tokens are gone. Spare shield token and damage are gone.
And now for sheer unmitigated carnage.
Here we go.
As Gluttony will activate. So he's going to be very predictable and attack the shrine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And am I correct in seeing that I think I've got 7 fate crystals there at the moment?
Yeah, you have 7 fate crystals.
Oh, this is so very wrong. So 6 dice to attack the shrine. I'm not spending any yet.
Not spending. Okay. I'm counted as bloodied.
Oh, so he gets to re-roll up to 2 of his dice. Wonderful. I don't think the shrine counts as a character.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you might need it.
I won't, trust me.
All right. 5, 10, 11. 11
That's
divided
right.
by 3.
So it'll be 2. No, it'll be 3.
3 damage.
So 3 damage.
3
That
damage.
is fine.
3
Then
damage.
he will spend 3 fate crystals to perform gruesome feast upon the shrine.
Gruesome feast upon the shrine, which is 3 dice, isn't it?
3
dice. Double the damage. Pierce of 1. Recover.
yes.
Not damage to recover from.
And we're seeing all those fate crystals shifting across in your direction. This is the demonic do or die attempt here.
10.
10
Double.
with
20.
doubled for 20.
Divided by 2 is 10 damage. Kablooey.
You want to
That
know
is
the
gone.
worst part?
Yeah.
With those 4 fate crystals, I was going to play heroism to ready him at the end of his activation so he could go again and completely destroy it.
Oh.
Oh man, that is rough.
Yeah,
That is
well
hard
done.
for the humans.
No, I liked the way that. I mean, I don't like the way that my opening salvo didn't take off, and I knew that there was sort of game over for me because I'd lost my 1-2 punch. I was curious whether I could come back from it, but yeah, I do have a tendency to put too many skills or abilities into one combo that ends the game quickly, or I lose. That's just the way I have a tendency to play. I like to
That's
pull
okay.
off grand maneuvers, and they only happen 1 in 3 times. So,
So
cool.
the demonic forces won this time, but there will be another time, a time when the humans have a good chance.
So storyline-wise, in the solo play here, Gluttony wouldn't be there, of course. It would be the appropriate hero and the skeletons. So this is a kind of a overpowered situation here, but we've got to play out some really cool powers and abilities and show that all off. But storyline-wise, if you do lose this shrine here, the remaining, the rest of the game loses 1 point off of your point base. So you know how in this particular round we did 32 points, I think it was. Yeah, so you would lose a point from your army base total. What the idea is in the solo play is you count your army as having supply lines or an amount of
rallying points or you know,
rallying
signposts, things that help you find your way to where the action is.
No. So more about the logistics of getting your troops there, the food required, the pathing required, these kinds of things. And
the holy power that helps them find inspiration and keep on marching.
Yeah, so the idea is that as you arrive at each location and do what needs to be done there, if you win the mission, you gain a couple of points in that supply number. And then the next mission, you can obviously add in some extra either equipment or extra troops if you've got enough points. Now, typically, because you notice, for example, in the Rose Thorns, if I put the Rose Thorns card out here to be talking about it, the Rose Thorns has 4, 8, 11 as her point cost.
Yes.
So if you were to start off, you would need to save up 4 points to bring in the first Rose Thorn, save up 4 more points to bring in the next Rose Thorn, and 3 more points to bring in the third Rose Thorn, so that you'd have them throughout the rest of the campaign. And so you've got to make that choice. As you do that first mission and you earn 3 points, do you spend all 3 points on equipment or a lower troop, or do you hang on to it, and in the following mission, after you complete that, you get another 3 points. Now you've got 6 to spend, so you can add the Rose Thorn. And so mission by mission, you'll be improving your armies in ways using equipment and extra troops into it and so forth. Now, of course, if you lose a troop, you lose a point, but you don't lose the whole set of points. So if you lost one of your Rose Thorns in the game, she would be gone, but you still have your supply chain points. You'd lose one from your supply chain point because you lost a miniature. And so therefore you'd go, oh, no, I need to either use up some of my success points
supplies to replace or put in something cheaper.
Yeah. That's right. Or you might sell equipment and get back the points from it. So you've gone
yes.
to the village and you've sold off. Or in certain circumstances, you might say, hey, look, I've got the Rose Thorns. There are 11 points there. But in the next mission, I think it's going to be appropriate to have a different somebody. Let's say somebody who costs, say, 9 points or 10 points. Maybe Rodrigo. So you might say, well, I want to bring Rodrigo in here, and he costs 10 points. So
glorious mounted knight on his stallion.
Yeah. So what the idea is that each village or each in-between missions, I'll have a set of what's available here, storyline-wise, because our guy Justin's been making really cool stories to go along with this.
Oh,
So
nice. I look forward to reading them.
Yeah, so storyline-wise, we'll go, here's Rodrigo, he's in this village. If you'd like to swap out to get him now, you may do so. And so you would retire the Thorn Knights here at this location and take Rodrigo into your campaign for the next few missions, and you have him to continue the battle forward. And so this drives the plot. So you've got a bit of choice in the way you do things from mission to mission. And that's the player agency
so
there.
you're not playing entirely with preset forces. You're getting like a sort of starting preset force, then diverging from that and having extra points come in and things you can do with it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so we've got divergent paths. At certain points, you're going to say, do you wish to go on the north path and face off against the undead, or you're going to go to the south path and face off against the demons? And so you'll be like, oh, I've saved up enough points in the past. I've won some really good battles. I've gained some extra bonuses. I'll go take on the demons. They're the deadlier force. Or no, I've really taken a few blows. I've lost a couple of units. I'm going to instead take on the skeletons. And so that will be the divergence in the storyline. And then when the storyline gets to that point in nearing the end, you've ended up on a different path because you decided to take the skeletons at that point. So you won't be able to go back to the demon path.
So just to be clear, this is a separate solo campaign, separate from the multiplayer games you'd normally play with another player, the standard scenarios. This is a separate campaign, and separate from the normal game. So it's like you can play this way or the other way. So is this like one campaign focused heavily on one faction, or is there like going to be a separate campaign for each faction? It's going
to come down to
the Kickstarter funds really well. Yes.
Well, what we want to do is we want to add the solo campaign in with a booklet, a new set of cards, and potentially some extra miniatures. I mean, yes, you can turn into a sheep, but maybe you'll turn into something else. We can have other polymorph varieties.
Yeah, a different polymorph spell, because that would also, with the duplicates thing, you could just go, aha, I've got 3 different polymorph spells in my deck.
Yeah.
I'll turn you into a sheep, then a frog, then a mountain goat.
And I think the idea of polymorphing something where its health is affecting more than you turn into a rock, but you'd have a massive armor, but your health points are halved or something along those lines.
You shatter if things get through the armor, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's a little bit of but that would be part of the solo play more than the actual the standard play. Now, the thing about the solo play is we've got some AI for the different troops in each of the different missions. And say, okay, in the first round, these monsters are going to go to do this, and you'll be playing the monsters as yourself. You'll be rolling for the monsters. You'll be doing the movement of the monsters, but there'll just be a simple guideline of if the monster has a creature in front of it, run towards it and attack it. If it doesn't, run to a nearest neighbor, stand next to them, and to give their bonuses or their guard or whatever those.
And you can then use that to like move and kite them out and goad and taunt them essentially and move them away from the objectives.
Yes, exactly. Once you've seen how they move and you go, okay, and by round 2 and round 3, I mean, look, we finished the game up pretty much here in round 3. I'm not expecting many of the solo games to go much more than 4 to 5 rounds.
Okay.
So it should be pretty, and because when you're playing by yourself, it's all in your own head, so you play a lot faster as well anyway.
That's true enough.
Yeah, so my first few play tests as solo have gone under an hour for each of them. So I'm pretty confident, and I'm not a rules master in this. I'm constantly looking up the rules. I've got so much going on in my head when I'm doing designing. I can't be spending time memorizing the rules, although sometimes every now and then you go, oh, well, I know what guard does. And that's, I'm trying to do this in a way so I expect as a player, as somebody else coming into this, they're not going to be bogged down with a bunch of stuff. It's going to be fairly straightforward, fairly simple to walk through, easy to look up if it's not. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
All right. Well,
yeah, and
thanks for
key
that.
point that you asked the question though, the answer, yes, there'll be a human campaign, a demon campaign, and a no-adim campaign, and provided, of course, this all goes off really nicely. After you've completed each of the 3 campaigns, depending on where your army ended up, you might face your own armies against each other.
Oh, that's very well. I like that idea.
It'll be tricky because you've now got to make the decisions of which one do you want to win with.
Yeah.
And potentially, maybe you're the kind of person who solos often, but sometimes you get your friends around, and so you go, okay, have you played this solo? And they go, yeah,
Have you played this little side scenario? You could always play because that's another thing about the solo scenarios. You could always play them with another player instead if you feel like it, and just be like, hey, here's a more themed. And also, that could be good as a learning game instead of like getting a whole 50-point force out on the table on each side. Just go, hey, we just got like a few units here. Let's play, you know.
Yeah, I really I look at the solo play style as a kind of a semi-tutorial on how the game works. I know the very first, as I write it, the first mission is based very much on, well, you don't know what you're doing yet, so let me walk you through this.
I like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks a lot. I think
we're done. You won fair and square. Well done. That was cool.
that was brutal and exciting.
And exactly as we expect from Gluttony. Very brutal. Cool. Okay, buddy. I'll catch
All right,
you later.
thanks a lot. Well, we'll wrap this one here, and we'll talk sometime later, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Ciao.